Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. Hey, y'all, hey, we are back with another notoriety, really? A little notorious on some hidden figure of the civil rights movement. Yes, my voice go down a little bit and I look a little side-eye because baby, this man right here, he was multifaceted, okay? Now, I guess you can expect a little bit of craziness when you have a career this long in civil rights as he has. However, don't be out here acting a fool. Get your behind in here, sit down. So, well, that's what he should have listened to his mom. I'm sure his mama, grandmama, somebody told him that. He should have did that. Instead, he got a little big for his britches. But we're going to keep it moving about Mr. Marion Berry, baby. I gave you a little bit tea before I gave you his name because it shocked me. And then it like jolted my memory as like a 9-10-year-old little girl seeing this on the news and wondering, what is that? Why was this person arrested? So anyways, let's get into it. Mr. Berry was the first chairman of the Student Nonviolent Coordinated Committee, and he was the infamous 4-time elected D.C. mayor who was arrested, went to jail. So he pulled a Trump before there was a Trump. Not as crazy as that Trump, and you know the status quo was gonna let him go around acting like a complete and total fool, like they are allowing 47. I digress. Mr. Marion Berry, born on March 6, 1936, in Itta Bena, Mississippi. Hello, fellow Mississippian. He was the son of, even though I'm a Texan now, he was the son of a Mississippi sharecropper, and later the family moved to Memphis, Tennessee. Now, Berry graduated from Booker T. Washington High School in Tennessee, and he began his activism early when he organized a strike by black paperboys. Mr. Berry had discovered as a child, he's discovered that white paper boys who sold the most papers were given a trip to Washington, D.C., while the black boys was given a bike. So he decided that he was going to refuse to work. All the black paper boys going to refuse to work until it was made right and equal. And in 3 days, those people gave him their trip. And Berry realized, he stated that he realized if you didn't fight back, then you wouldn't get anything. I agree with that. Now, in May 1970, the Student Nonviolent Coordinated Committee elected Berry as their, okay, I said that so wrong. Not in 1970. It was sometimes in the 60s, baby. I don't know what I had put down there. Sorry. But he was elected as the first chairman of SNCC. And in the following year, he postponed his graduate studies to join SNCC's Fleeting Project in McCall, Mississippi, where he helped organize high school students for sit-in protests in Pike County. And he also helped organize the Nonviolent Direct Action Committee. Berry conducted workshops on nonviolent protest methods. Now, here's a picture of Mr. Berry in his younger years as a member of SNCC, and he's speaking as some kind of conference child. I'm going to go on to another picture of Mr. Berry. This is the one I really wanted to show, with him in the background of MLK. He really was a part of all the civil rights leadership, and he really was the forefront as the SNCC chairman. He met with rubbed elbows with all the late and greats, including MLK. However, well, there is no however. In 1964, Mr. Berry, he traveled throughout the country to seek support for the Mississippi Freedom Democratic Party. And this party, it was really in an effort to get equality, because at the time, the Democratic Party was full of Dixiecrats who were segregationists and racist. And he was successful in getting the MFDP seated, at least this delegation at this time, because in another time we'll see with Fannie Lou, that was not the case. But he was successful because of the amount of people that came with him. He decided he was going to go to Washington, D.C. in 1965 and began a SNCC project for the voter drives in that city. And he called it Free DC Movement, which he was the leader of. And that was where you see I had him saying, oh, here he is, campaigning about something or speaking about something. Now, the U.S. Congress finally allowed D.C. Residents to elect a school board in 1971, and they allowed them to select a city council in 1975, and by 1979, you have this man as the mayor. So here we have Mr. Berry, as a mayor in DC at the White House, just outside of Air Force One, and he's shaking a hand and talking to Mr. Jimmy Carter. Let's see. He also used his administration as mayor to recruit former SNCC activists such as Cortland Cox, who headed his Minority Business Opportunity Commission. And he was reelected at ease in the 80s. It earned him the nickname Mayor for Life, but his term was marked by attacks against him and charges of corruption. Much of this is because of his aggressive stance that Black people were able to sit at the economic table and have space at the ballot box. Now, unfortunately, as I say, he didn't go up and sit his tail down somewhere because he was charged and with the prison for his first-time drug offense. Now, in the words of Whitney Houston, it's whack. If you wonder what he did, I don't know if I say crack on here, but there was a video. It was a screenshot of him in a hotel, and the charges that he got, like they video recorded him. Now, and this is before the whole AI deep state stuff. Poor guy, he got caught up in that crack cocaine epidemic, and it hit the cities big time hard. So, in 1990, the mayor was convicted of a misdemeanor drug charge and sentenced to 6 months in prison. Following his release, unlike 47, he actually served his time. But unlike, or just like actually 47, he served his time, but then he got out and his people was like, we here for you, boo. He's reelected. You see that it said 1994. He's sworn in again. 4 times, baby. 4 times. He's sworn in again. And he won a seat on city council in 1992. And then his loyal constituents reelected him as a mayor in 1994. He was elected again in 2004. And then in 2008. And then 2012. I mean, it just went on and on and on. And in 2014, Mr. Berry, before he died, he wrote or co-wrote his biography, Mayor for Life. I can't even hate him on it. I still think you should have sit down and went somewhere, played the system like the other side played the system, and when they caught you, you should have took your tail to like some what's that place called? A recovery center, and served them 6 months in the recovery center. I don't know, maybe it wasn't a choice. Maybe that's only given to certain kind of folks, you know what I'm saying? Not to us color folks. So, okay. Next, Mr. Berry, unfortunately, he died at United Medical Center in Washington, D.C. on November 23rd, 2014, at the age of 78. And his funeral, memorial services, it was 3 days long. He was buried in December, on December 6th at Washington's Congressional Cemetery. Now, I got to give it up to Mr. Berry, even though, substance abuse, it can get anybody, especially that crack cocaine epidemic. I don't know how a mayor gets introduced to crack. I don't want to know either. But that still does not sully the great work that he did to do sit-ins, to end segregation, to help support the SNCC movement, which was a part of the Freedom Rise, as well as voter registration and going around teaching activism in the South. And SNCC was really the ones who's risking their lives. Like Diane Nash stated, to MLK, you need to come get on these Freedom Rise. And MLK was like, ma'am, I did the bus boycotts. I ain't no fool. I ain't going to Jackson, Mississippi. So hats off to him. You hear me? He was a leader in every right except for one. And that's Say No to Drugs in Nathan Reagan voice. All right, y'all. See you tomorrow. Bye.